Welcome back to the Shipyard. Today we are talking about the IKS Bamoth, the Klingon blind booster from the Collective Organized Play series. It has base stats of 4 attack, 1 agility, 4 hull, 3 shields. Comes in at 24 points. And the named ability is that you can perform a red maneuver while there is an auxiliary power token beside your ship. Note that you get an extra auxiliary power token if you do a red, but the nice thing is that you can come about after you've come about, or you can do a hard turn. It lets you pull a trick that your opponent doesn't see coming, and for that reason, I think that the ship has a lot of good potential. You don't want to load it up with crew that require actions, but fortunately, the Klingons have a lot of good options that are passive abilities. I'm thinking Karaga Wharf, Martok 8, captains like that will give you passive abilities, and then crew like Alexander, Buka give you things just for having something happen rather than needing an action. The generic Katinga loses the shield, loses the named ability, and a weapon slot, so you still have a tech, a weapon, and a crew slot for 22 points, 6 durability. It's not bad. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but being able to cloak 22 points, it's better than a bird of prey. So I'd give it a look. It's not quite as maneuverable as bird of prey, so you have to factor that in, but it all comes down to a playstyle choice. So if you want something that's a tiny bit more durable than a bird of prey and you're willing to pay those 2 extra points, give the generic Katinga a look. As with all blind boosters, we get 1 captain, and that captain is Canera. Skill 7, 1 talent, 4 points. Action, target a ship at range 1 to 2. The target ship may choose to disable one of its crew upgrades. If the target ship chooses not to, you get 1 extra attack die. It's a decent action. Really, I like having another high skill captain. 7 skill isn't a bad captain choice. 4 points also is reasonably priced, and you might just be faced with having no better options for actions. Where Canera shines is when you're attacking a ship that has no crew, because he's guaranteed to give you the extra attack die. He also works well if you already have your opponent target locked, so that you have a built-in reroll, or if this is the action that you're granted from Martok. That way you can do something else, and this is just icing on the cake. Canera is never going to be my first choice, but for a specialty mission, he's somebody I'd look at. Our elite talent is Kaplaw. During the roll attack dice step of the combat phase, before rolling any of your attack dice, you may discard this card to select one of your attack dice and set it on the side of your choice. This die cannot be rolled or re-rolled during the round in which you use this upgrade. For 2 points, being able to give yourself a crit is great. If I have 2 points and a captain with an elite talent slot, Kaplaw is almost always my choice. There's very few things that are better for Klingons, especially at low levels. So give Kaplaw a look. Our crew is Kunevas. He's also 2 points. During the modify attack dice step of the combat phase, you may discard this card to add 1 additional hit result. This is another crew that I love. 2 points to give yourself an extra hit when you want it is a great ability. You have so much flexibility here. You get to determine, based on what you think your opponent is going to roll, whether or not to use Kunevas. No one forces you to use him, and you are the judge for whether or not you think that 1 extra hit will make a difference. Maybe you use it to try to get a crit through to the shields, because that could make or break the game for you. Maybe you use it in order to kill a ship. You have a lot of options there. Kunevas does a bunch of good things, all for 2 points. There's no real downside to that. And the last card in this pack is Tritium Intermix. It's a 4-point tech. Action, discard this card to flip all of your critical damage cards face down, and then repair 1 damage to your ship's hull. You may perform an evade action as a free action this round. Really nice card to have. Don't love it on the Bemoth, but I really like it on a Vorchok class, or even better on a Negvar class, because it gives you the ability to take care of a ship that's more prone to critical hits. You probably only need one of these, just because by the time you're taking crits, you're mostly dead. But this is a card that helps you to hang in the fight one more round. Might make a difference by the end of the game. Ultimately, this is one of those cards that is very situational, but if you have a way of preventing a lot of damage, maybe you take an interface generator cross-faction, Tritium Intermix can be a very good card for you in the right situation. Overall, I think the Bemoth is a great blind booster. You've got a named ship that is very playable. You've got an excellent elite talent, an excellent crew option. The captain is okay, probably in the lower tier of Klingon captains. The tech is situational, but it has a place. It's probably not tournament viable, but it's mission playable. I think this is a pack worth tracking down. Most things here are worth playing from time to time, and in my book, that is something that you want to have. There's a lot of good stuff here. So I hope that you have learned how to better utilize something in this pack. Maybe you've decided to go out and hunt one of these down. Let me know if you like the Bemoth. Let me know if you decided to go get one for yourself. Either way, thanks for watching, and we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.